like me? You wanna be like me? You wanna be like me? You wanna be like me? Kamehameha attack is blazing, I'm so amazing. Japanimation, the anime on your cartoon station. This what you get when you mess with me. Stand next to me, I teach you everything. I got the recipe, you got the recipe. You wanna be like me, I got the recipe. One by one, they all just fade away. Hey YouTube, what up? It's your girl, Jimmy Pink. And I'm starting a new segment today, which is called TV Shows in Trouble. And each time that I do a segment with the TV shows in trouble, it's going to be about a show that I feel like either A, needs to be canceled, or B, is in trouble of being canceled before it's time. So the first show that I'm going to do is actually probably my favorite comedy on television right now, which is NBC's Community. Okay, so to give you a quick background if you're not familiar with Community, what it is it stars Joel McHale from the Soup, and Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, and Allison Brie, who is also Pete's wife on Mad Men, and three other characters that I will list their names and scroll them as I'm talking, because Yvette Nicole Brown I know is one, but it's just not all coming to me right now. This one's a little bit of a mixed review because I love Community. This is actually its 4th season. It's kind of been getting dicked around since its inception. Basically saying, okay, what's going to come on in your fall? Oh, guess what? We're going to switch it up and give it to you mid-season. Oh, wait a minute. We're not even going to have it this fucking year. Like, it's a mess. And it's very meta, which means it's kind of within itself. A lot of pop culture references. It's hilarious. You have Oscar winner Jim Rash as Dean Pelton, and then you have Ken Jeong from like the Hangover movies. Holla, holla, city of squalor. Like, he's just always a side character. He's been something different each and every time. He started off as a Spanish teacher, then he was a student, then he was a security guard, and now he has Changnesia. So the Dean and the Chang, the Dean and the Chang. Love it. The Dean and the Chang. Hashtag the Dean and the Chang. The Dean and the Chang always have puns for each other, and the Dean is always dressed up in all these crazy costumes. It's a cult following show. The things that I'm saying about it right now is not doing it justice, because really, in all honesty, it's one of the smartest television shows that I've seen in a long time. Like, the comedy is very intelligent, and I think the reason that's why it's not doing well. Ratings-wise, it's not doing well. It has a cult following of people like myself that like just can't get enough of the show, and I'm just so tired of the good intelligent shows being canceled when Jersey Shore like stayed as fucking welcome. Like, it was never canceled. It just was like everybody wants to do a spinoff now, and Snoochie Boojins is fucking pregnant. Like, I don't understand. But Community is available on Hulu Plus. It's also, the most recent episodes are available at NBC.com. The reason why I'm telling you this is because if you don't know about this show, you need to watch it. This show needs to be saved. Also, again, it's meta. So one of the storylines was about Cougar Town, and how like it was in danger of being canceled 6 seasons in hashtag 6 seasons in a movie. Crazy shit, because it's like predicting itself. Here's the thing. This is why I say it's going to be a mixed review. I want to see Community stay, but NBC decided to get new showrunners for season 4. They got rid of Dan Harmon, who is the actual creator of the show, and they have all these new writers. Now, let me tell you where the problems are running into. And I'll kind of give it to you in parallel in case you don't know what I'm talking about. And if you do know what I'm talking about, you just gonna feel me anyway. But I'm gonna do it for those of us that are, for those of you, I'm sorry, that are not into Community. So the first thing is one of the big storylines, seasons 1 through 3, is Troy and Abed. Okay? Troy and Abed. Abed has Asperger's, and he sees life completely as movies and TV shows and TV tropes and idioms. Period. And it's actually, like I said, it's very meta because he's actually kind of the driving force of the show because he's kind of telling you what's about to crack in the show, like while the show is going on. Like, it's amazing. And Troy's his best friend, and he's also he's a little bit more grounded because he started out being a jock. But they're best friends. What's changed in season 4? They let Troy get with Britta, and Britta is this blonde chick that, like, first of all, according to the way it's set up, gotta be like 10 years older than Troy. Let's just put that out there. Because the way it seems, it started out that she was gonna be the love interest of Joel McHale. Then that splintered, and they was flirting with it, but then I just came back season 4, like, boom, they fucking. What? Now, with this being said, because now that Troy and Britta are a couple, we're not seeing as much Troy and Abed. And that is one of the key things in the show that you needed to maintain. Okay. Number 2 is kind of related to number 1. How do we get to, okay, we just going to let Troy and Britta hook up when for the past 2 seasons at least it's been all this sexual tension between Annie and Jeff. Now, Jeff is a lawyer, a con man lawyer, because everybody thought he was a legit lawyer because he had his degree from Columbia, not thinking it was online from the country of Columbia. So he has to go back to school so he can become a lawyer again. And we have Annie. Annie, who initially started out season 1 being a nerd in her high school that had a nervous breakdown because she started taking Adderall because she wanted her grades to be good, who was in love with Troy because Troy was the star quarterback. You following me? Okay. Now, if Britta was initially supposed to be Jeff's love interest, and Annie and Troy went to the same school and they graduated together, how the fuck is it gross for Jeff and Annie to hook up and they're just kind of making it sexually tension, but ew, yucky, gross, but Troy can be fucking Britta? Okay, listen. This is the shit that I'm talking about that I'm like, it's kind of, I'm torn because, like, I want Community to stay, but the new writers are taking some stuff away from Community that made Community to me. Okay. Other thing, very publicized that Chevy Chase has some very not nice things to say about the writing on the show. He is no longer a regular on the show. According to Joel McHale himself, from Larry King Now, which is an exclusive Hulu series, is that they shot episodes out of order. So Pierce, which is Chevy Chase's character, and for those of you that are not familiar, you know Chevy Chase is old. He's just an old, racist, stuck in his ways, partially senile, drug-addicted, old-ass man that's just still going to community college. P.S. He's a fucking multi-billionaire. You can't make this shit up. And truth be told, when it first came out and I seen Chevy Chase was on it, I'm like, you know this show has got to be the motherfucking T, because you ain't seen Chevy Chase in shit in like 25 years. And for him to come back and do a fucking sitcom, not a movie, not an episode of SNL, a fucking sitcom. Okay. So he's no longer going to be on the show. He was a lot of the comic relief because these characters are set up to be very flawed, very different, damn near nuts type of characters. And the moral center is Abed, this character that everybody actually thinks is the one that's nuts, but he's the most sane out of them all. So a lot of the things you kind of, there's some cringeworthy stuff that goes on in the show, except for it's so fucking funny you don't realize it's cringeworthy. But if you just like read it, you would be like, okay. But Pierce is somebody that took a lot of the flack when shit gets too crazy. They just kind of put it on Pierce. So without Pierce, I don't know how that's going to go. So that's a third thing that's just going to change. And really, in all honesty, I don't see it moving past this season. It is about community college. They're seniors. It seems like the way that they're doing the episodes, they kind of feel like this may be their last season, and they're writing it as such as it could kind of possibly be. I think the worst thing that NBC could have did was take the old writers off of it. Straight up and down. Ratings be damned. You about to be in syndication. You got to be close to 100 episodes, I believe. And I'll scroll it at the bottom somewhere when I figure it out. You got to at least be at 90 something. So you'll be in syndication. Hopefully it really goes the way of Cougar Town. If it gets canceled, maybe Netflix, probably Hulu. If Hulu do exclusives, listen. Because Hulu is fucking in love with Community. Hulu is in love with them. As a matter of fact, they do their Rolling Stones versus like Final Four, March Madness of shows. And last time I checked, and I'll do a re-edit of this, so remind me, myself, it was Community versus Game of Thrones in the final. If I'm not mistaken, Community won. Like, so it's got a strong following. So hopefully if NBC fuck it up, as I feel like they've already messed around with Community anyway, you're not putting in the slots you need to. You're putting Community on at the 8 o'clock slot. Like, it's just, you doing it dirty. So hopefully if it does not make it past this season on NBC, this is my plea to all of us. Let's start a petition right now for it to go to either a cable network or for Hulu to pick it up, or even Netflix. Netflix picked up Arrested Development, which is another show canceled well before its prime. There's a lot of that going on right now. We got these bullshit ass reality shows with these fucking drunken asshole idiots making millions of dollars on TV shows, and really well written TV shows are falling off by the wayside. That's why I decided to do this new segment of Hot Mess called TV Shows in Trouble. So with that being said, I will be live tweeting depending on how soon you get this. I'm going to go ahead and live tweet during Community today, and probably from now on. You can follow me on Twitter at Jimmy Pink, no spaces, all one word, and please remember to spell Jimmy with the I and Pink with the Y. Okay. So with that being said, I don't think I have anything else to bitch about Community. It's a really good show, regardless of the fact. It's really enjoyable. They have a big long thread also for those of you that are Doctor Who. Like, they have like this side storyline of Inspector Spacetime, which is a straight up Doctor Who ripoff for comedy purposes. Again, very meta. And I almost forgot, there's paintball westerns and fucking episodes that are based off of movies like Pulp Fiction and Goodfellas. Like, the shit's insane. Go watch Community. Please, if you agree, if you don't agree, any comments, concerns, anything I may have missed about Community that I didn't mention, go ahead and throw it down there below. As always, also subscribe to my channel, because this is actually my first show that I'm doing in a long time that doesn't have to do with RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's about Community. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Follow me on Twitter, again, at Jimmy Pink. Holla at your girl. Deuces.